Hello and welcome back to Being Dreams, where I talk about the dream that I had the night before. Sorry, I have like a massive headache right now, so I'm like a little spaced out. Anyhow, the dream that I had the night before, I remember it was me and my friends, and someone was like, "We should go to Mexico." Don't know why, but we're going to Mexico. I was like, okay. I was like, I get to practice the little Spanish that I know. It's gonna be terrible because I'm not a very good speaker in Spanish. I can read more than I can comprehend when someone's speaking, or speaking myself. I read a lot in Spanish, so that's why I pick up more. I'm so sorry. My head is everywhere right now because it's just hurting. Anyhow, so we're like, okay, we're gonna plan this trip to Mexico and stuff like that. So we get like just across the border, and there's this like it was kind of like an Airbnb, but it was also like you were roomed with like the what would you call it, tour guides, I guess. Like if you like pay to like go on a boat, and they're like, oh, this is Alcatraz. I don't know why I'm thinking about San Francisco, but I am. This is Alcatraz, and this is all the stuff that, history that happened there, and this and that, it's something like that, but it's, instead we're in Mexico, and we're in this Airbnb, and it's just like, oh yeah, like tomorrow we're gonna go like sightseeing and just look around, see different architecture, stuff like that. And I was super excited because I love architecture type stuff. I'm a huge nerd about that kind of stuff. And Mexico has very, their art style and everything is very interesting, with the Dia de los Muertos stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I was like super excited to kind of see actually in the country what it kind of looks like and everything else. And I remember we were watching TV and stuff like that, and I was asking a bunch of questions, trying to say as much in Spanish as I could. And I was asking them, because they were close to the border, but I was asking in general, like if in Mexico, because we were actually watching a cartoon in English, and I was like, is this like normal for you guys? Like, is normally stuff like in English, and it just has like the Spanish translation on the bottom, or is that just with certain stuff? And just all sorts of random questions like that. And then I remember it like switches over. We're I don't know why I'm dreaming so close to the border, but we were like literally next to the border fence thingamajig, and we're sitting there, and like he's like, okay, like everyone lay down. So we're all laying down, and the next thing I remember is like, he's like, okay, when I say go, he's like, I just want you to run as far as I can until I tag you. And I just remember we were running, and it was like super foggy, and it was super hilly, and then for some reason I think we turned into deer, and then we ended up turning into like spaceships. So we were people, and then we turned into deer, and it was like super foggy, and I remember seeing some people, or some other deer, I guess, getting close to them. I'm not a very fast runner, so I was like, okay, trying to bob and weave all around to not get tagged. And then I remember turning into spaceships, and then it was basically like, once you were on E, you were on E, so you were trying to dodge and weave until you were like the last person tagged, and the last person tagged would be like the one who wins the game, basically. So after that whole weird type thing of the deers and then the spaceship and I don't know what was going on. I remember we went back to like the Airbnb thing. We continued kind of like talking. I was practicing some of my Spanish and just trying to, I guess, understand the culture better, understand this, understand that. And then I remember the next morning, I think one of like the touristy guide people had like turned off my alarm, and the next thing I know is like one of them is like a few inches from my face, and what they were trying to do was just trying to be like all right, it's like time to get up, you know, let's go, you know, to everyone, because we were gonna go out and go do whatever. But it like scared the crap out of me, and I think I about punched if I remember right. I was not very happy with that, because I was like, holy crap, like, you're in my face. But yeah, and that was a dream.